Hi, everybody. My name is Vishal Devan, and today I'm here to speak with you about Handimaps. I'd like to start off by introducing you to my friend Corey. So Corey is a very independent guy, very cool guy, as you can see in this photo, and just like everybody else, he makes his friends take cool pictures of him all the time. But aside from that, he takes great pride in being able to move around independently, using the resources which are afforded to him. But what happens when these resources are inadequate? About 2.5 years ago, I won tickets to a Seahawks game, and I decided I was going to bring Corey with me. Corey was immediately hesitant, but I brushed that off to the side because, one, who wouldn't want to go to a Seahawks game, and secondly, who wouldn't want to go to the game for free? But as soon as we got down to the stadium, I started to see where those hesitations started to stem from. The entrance we tried going through wasn't immediately accessible, and it took us a little bit of time to get in through the door. But that's not where our problems ended. Eventually, Corey had to use the bathroom, and again, he had to wait an excessive amount of time for an accessible stall to open up. So we decided to go to guest services to get a map of the arena, and this is what we received. And as you can see here, there's little to no information which will allow someone with accessibility impairments, let alone you and me, to move around without the assistance of others. And the thing is, though, is that Corey isn't alone. Sorry. A staggering 80% of wheelchair users report that their local public works are inaccessible because the proper resources aren't in place. Because the proper resources aren't in place. And so that kind of made me come up with the idea to just be like, hey, I am going to create Handimaps. So when users open up the app, they'll be taken to a preference screen where they can customize their route according to their needs. For example, I want to take the least crowded route, and I want my routes to use elevators. As you can see here, the Handimaps experience will start in the parking lot, and using our quick access menu, users will receive notifications sent by the venue and will also be able to quickly select points of interest, such as their seat. Handimaps uses Bluetooth technology and Wi-Fi scanners to track a person's movements with no internet connection required. Using Bluetooth beacons that we place throughout the venues, Handimaps creates indoor venue maps that are centered around accessibility. Initially, we are focused on users with mobility issues. But besides being able to route our users through information that we program through these beacons, we will also be able to provide venue-specific information, such as what is specifically being sold at concession stands, bathroom wait times, but perhaps, most importantly, where the shortest beer lines are. So the opportunity here is huge. There is no questioning the ever-rising popularity of live sports and entertainment. Countless venues across the country host an array of sporting events and performances each night. Therefore, it is no surprise that Americans are spending over $60 billion a year taking in live events in the US. And about 10% of these patrons identify as having unique accessibility needs. Thus, the market opportunity in the top 50 venues alone tops $1 billion annually. Furthermore, the accessibility needs community has a discretionary spending power of over $175 billion annually. This means that these are people that want to go out and do things just like everyone else, but those resources aren't there. And as such, venues across the country are racing to figure out how to get those with accessibility impairments through their door so they can sell their federally regulated ADA seating. Handimaps is that solution. So our customers are venue managers and owners who seek to make their venues more accessible for all. Our users are anyone and everyone who believe that confidently attending an event without stress or burden is a right that every patron should share. Whether you're in a wheelchair, a mom with a stroller, or a senior citizen that needs to avoid stairs, or if you're just like me and you hate standing in line, the technology is here for us to make event going 2.0 a reality. So this is a little bit of a different model than you guys have in your spreadsheets here. But our revenue is generated via a user subscription-based model where the customer the venue, is charged a setup fee and an ongoing maintenance fee through an accessibility fee that will be tacked on to every ticket sold. Right now, we are running a beta program out of the Showware Center down in Kent, a 10,000 person facility, and we are getting 25 cents for every ticket sold. This gives the venues the latitude to scale and pay for the services that they actually use, thus greatly reducing the overall cost per event. The venue will also receive custom analytics on how patrons engage with the facility. The analytics are owned solely by Handimaps and will eventually be developed into a future revenue stream. But if places don't have tickets, aren't selling tickets, then venues will take on an annual subscription fee based on the size of the facility. So very exciting. This last summer, in 2018, we commenced our alpha launch at the Showware Center. And like I was saying, it's a 10,000 person facility. In 2017, we were awarded a National Science Foundation I-Corps grant, as well as being the winners of the Seattle Social Venture Partners Fast Pitch Competition. And we also took home an additional award, which was the NBC Comcast Universal Technology Innovation Award for the work that we're doing. Okay, let's get interactive here for a second. Everyone with an Android phone, raise your hand. Okay. Everyone with an iPhone, raise your hand. Okay. So, worldwide, Android users outnumber iOS users 3-to-1, but as you can see in the States, that can be a very different thing. So Android development of our app, that's what we focused on first, is just about wrapped up. But here in the next couple months, we're hoping to actually completely get our iOS app to the same point where the Android app is at. Winning the Vibe competition will also allow us to start implementing a social network feed through the app, which will allow our partner venues to have something where users can kind of connect with one another to kind of make their experience a little bit better when they're going to these different events. And also, they will be able to kind of rate the accessibility of, hey, this is what's going on at this place, this is what's going on at this place. They'll be able to let other people know what their experiences are. So as you leave here today, I want you to take a closer look at your surroundings. When you came in through that door, did you notice an accessible ramp? When you were in the bathroom, did you notice an accessible stall in the bathroom? Just like you and me, people with accessibility impairments, like Corey, want to be able to go out and do things just like the rest of us. So today I'm asking you, judges, people in the audience, not just for financial help, but for your wisdom, your thoughts, and your connections, because together we can help a community that has been long forgotten. Thank you.
So how many other companies are doing similar projects?
So there are a number of indoor mapping companies, but no one has taken the accessibility approach that we have. And I think that really gives us a unique way to get our foot through the door. So this is something I forgot to mention, but the Showware Center is operated by SMG Properties, which manages another 250 stadiums worldwide. And they have said that upon a successful Showware launch, they would be open to us, expanding this out through their other venues. And so if I go back here to our financials, that's kind of how we started off with charging for one place in 2020, expanding that to 5 in 2021, 10 in 2022. We decided to go really conservative with these numbers here, but I'm sure we can definitely hit those upon a successful Showware launch.
How much does it cost to do each venue?
To get Showware, so we have 125 beacons in the Showware Center right now, and it costs us less than $3,000 to get that all going in there.
So as you look at scaling up to more venues, what do you see as far as staffing requirements or that sort of thing to get all of that?
So I think, with any kind of tech company, what you see here, so as you see our expenses keep getting bigger and bigger, is because as you start getting these more and more stadiums, you need to start bringing in more and more talent, and tech is expensive. I'd say talent is probably going to be a very big expense for us moving forward. But again, if we are hitting these milestones of getting in that first venue, 5th venue, 10th venue, and with that 25-cent accessibility fee, that might not seem like much, but Showwear Center, 10,000 people in there. You get 25 cents per event, that's 2,500. And then multiply that out, 10 events per month. That's 25,000. 25,000 times 12, it's $300,000 a year from one place. So this is something that can definitely scale out.
Can you walk us through how you got to the 25 cents? Is that something they offered to you in the subscription agreement, or did you negotiate that?
So that's something we were kind of tinkering around with that. So our first thing, go in there, I feel like as entrepreneurs, you got to try to, get as much money as you can, right? So we went in there, we're like, hey, let us get $1 for everything that we're trying to do. They said, hell no, we're not giving you that. And then we're like, okay, how about 50 cents? And they were like, okay, you're getting warmer, but that might be a little difficult to push off on the to our consumers because they want to try to keep ticket costs low. We hit $0.25. They said that works for us.
Has actually been an event yet? Have you actually had revenue come through from that yet?
No. So right now we're doing our testing, and our goal there is to start generating profit on January 1st, 2020.
Who can replace you? Is there competitors that can copy you and?
So, like I was saying earlier, there are other indoor mapping companies, but no one is taking this accessibility approach, and I think that's what really opened the doors for us with Showwear, is saying that we care about people. You're seeing nowadays people are starting to demand they're trying to demand more from the venues that they're at, from the places that they're experiencing. Otherwise, they're going to go online and say, hey, these guys don't care about me. So, for example, Safeco Field right now, great stadium. T-Mobile Park, great stadium. But they are getting sued at this very second. They're following all their ADA regulations, but people believe that they can be doing a better job. And so the cool thing about Handimaps is that we're not telling you to go out and, you need to change this, you need to change that, you need to do this. But we're taking everything that you have in your venue and we're highlighting that stuff. So we're saying, hey, if you want to take this route to go somewhere, we got that. If you need to avoid this, we got you covered there.
So you're in the testing mode right now. How many customers or how many individuals in wheelchairs are using your product inside the Showwear?
So right now we're on closed beta testing. So you need to have a code from us to actually, even download the app and get it running in there. But, right now with our systems, we could probably, we could handle whoever's on there. But I'd say the most at one time at the moment, probably around 30, 40. But the thing is that what we're trying to highlight here is that while we are Handimaps, the thing is that this is a product for everybody. When anyone can download the app when they get in there. That's why we've kind of taken these. That's why we kind of went the Bluetooth route with the Wi-Fi scanners, so we could track everyone in this facility down to within a meter. And so by being able to do that, we can tell you like, hey, this line is going to take you this long, that line's going to take you that long. And so we believe that adds incentive for everyone to download the app.
So what sort of marketing plan do you have in place once the app becomes live,
Sure.
that when people are going to the Showwear Center, the ones that you have up and running?
Yeah. So we're working very closely with a couple of different disability organizations here in the state. Our CMO, his name is Barry Long. He's actually on Governor Inslee's accessibility board. So he's been a very vocal advocate for us, pushing us out to these other groups. But also, it's in the venue's interest too to also to help push us out there. So we think a combined effort on both fronts, so allying with the different groups in the area, plus a strong push from the venues themselves will be our plan.
So one of your slides said dietary as well as one of the pieces you want to add on. Is it like
Sure.
gluten-free and everything?
Yeah, so here, I could probably get to that. It's in here. But so pretty much we get access to everything that's going on in the venue. So when we take a look at their we take a look at their menus. You know, they tell us, hey, these are vegan options, these are gluten-free options. That's something we can highlight. So, you know, say, I love beer, like I was saying. So I searched up the bar here. But if you looked at the menu, you know, you could search gluten-free, vegan, and then those options will come up. Oh, I actually think, yeah. So some things. Oh, we didn't highlight that there, but yeah. So that's how we get to that. Yeah.
So one last question. You were talking about that there are other people mapping, doing interior mapping. Is anybody else doing this stuff around wait times, at bathrooms, and at food venues within the venue?
Yeah, so we're seeing that as well. You know, it's pretty standard stuff. When you have beacons, you can get all that information. But I think by us taking that extra step, saying like, hey, this is what you need to avoid those stairs. You know, we can customize your routes in real time. That will allow you to do that. You want to take the path of least resistance to wherever you're going. Our routes in real time can do that for you. So we're putting an emphasis on those things.
So if Google came in and said, we'll put all the beacons in for free, we just want the advertising revenue from everybody downloading it.
Sure. Sure. I mean, but so that's why, you know, we're going in pretty much at cost to these places, is because the thing is, yeah, you want all the data you can have. But again, the thing with Google, so if you open up Google Maps right now, you know, you have an option for, hey, are you biking? Are you walking? Are you taking an Uber? Whatever. There's nothing on Google Maps. Google Maps, they've kind of neglected accessibility. And so, you know, we're hoping that, hey, if we get into these places first, you know, we get these relationships with SMG, these big players here, you know, we can come in as kind of like a trusted advisor to these groups, to these people, and then through that we'll be able to move around, get that first mover advantage. Thank you.